Hello and welcome to another random review and how-to. Today I'm going to be troubleshooting the SimpliSafe. So this is one of the earliest models. I think this might be the first model SimpliSafe keypad that they came out with. I always have trouble with I have two of these. This is the one that gives me trouble. So I'm assuming other people have trouble out there too. Batteries are in. These are brand new batteries. They're Duracell. That could be part of the problem. But if you're going to troubleshoot why this isn't working, if you put new batteries in and nothing's happening, if you look close over here, you can see that we got a lot of corrosion going on up here and down here. And you can see it down there. So these, for whatever reason, a lot of corrosion coming in. Now, this thing was working fine, and then it just went dead. So when I went in and flipped it and put new batteries in, I saw the corrosion. So obviously it could just be, sometimes you have good luck with batteries, sometimes you have bad luck, but these are the Duracell. I do like the Energizer Max batteries as well. I just went and picked some up, so I'm not actually going to put them in for this part, but I'm going to show you how to clean at least that, and hopefully we can get it clean enough that we get it back to working normal. The other thing that I have here is I actually have a gun cleaning kit, and I have these copper bristles in here, so I'm going to be using these to actually scrape down everything inside of there, because that is one good way. You need something that's a little bit abrasive to get in there and scrape off all of that kind of battery acid buildup that's going on there. So let's go ahead and get these batteries out and then show you what this is going to look like, because you can see right away. So I'm just using a screwdriver to pop these. They're not in there hard, but if you try to give it the old flip over and pat, they don't fall out. So do it this way, and then if you look in there, you could see these ones that have all the minus side down are really corroded, and then the other two on top don't look too bad. There's a little bit on that one, but I could scrape off. And then on this side, you can see they're heavily corroded all the way across. The other thing that I did already is I actually popped this part off here. I unscrewed this and just checked, because underneath this part here, there is a lead that goes in from these two sides, and only one of the leads had a little bit of corrosion on it, and so I just scraped that part off. But I wouldn't say you have to do that, but if you do go to pop this off, there's a bracket here that needs to come out, this bracket here, and then there's two on top. It is a little bit, you got to pull out that screw first. It's a little hard to get this side out. I just actually wedged this down in there. You can see it's chewed up a little bit. I just wedged this down in there and popped it out. So that's like you get that off. I wouldn't recommend doing any part of that. So let me go ahead. I'm going to take these bristles, like I said. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch all of this, and I could recommend not putting them on a blanket like this, but I'm just going to work these in here and just scrape down all of these screws, because there's corrosion on them, and I'm going to try to get in here, as you can see there, as good as I can, and just really scrape this. Wherever you're doing this, I'm actually going to move this surface. Make sure you don't get that battery acid on anything. If you are scraping it onto a surface, I wouldn't recommend doing a blanket. I'm going to move that, but do it somewhere where you can wipe it up easily, because battery acid is no good for you. So let me go ahead and work on scraping this up, and I'll show you it when it's done. So I just want to show kind of what technique I'm going with here to clean this. So again, these are like copper brushes that I got with a gun cleaning kit. I actually don't use these when I clean my gun. But for here, I start scraping in between, because these are springs. You could get the little one, this tiny one. You could get this little one underneath that spring, and it'll pop up. And then I could kind of scrape underneath there, like I'm doing that. But you get these bigger ones, so the smaller, this is the biggest, this is the medium sized one. I could just run this right here, almost like you're just brushing it, and the bristles are long enough that they're getting down into that crack there and breaking everything up. So, and I know I'm not going to get this completely 100% clean, so I just keep going back and forth over these, back and forth, and then each time I do, I go with the smaller one, then the bigger one, and I'm doing the bottoms. These ones I got pretty solid so far. There's a buildup in the back there that I'm going to scrape out, but on top of the leads there, I got those nice and clean. This one's really kind of junked up, but I'm just going to keep scraping and scraping and scraping. And then every time I flip this over, you can see, I get my camera to focus here. You can see how much is already coming out of there. So as long as I'm just doing this and sitting here, it keeps scraping it away. So I'm going to keep doing that, and then we're going to put the batteries in and just see if we get it to come back on. All right, so I got this pretty cleaned up. There's still buildup, and I know there's going to be more after this, but I just don't want to buy a new unit, because there's a newer model out and I have to upgrade the whole SimpliSafe system, which I'm not really ready to do. So I'm going to pop these batteries back in like so, and then if it's clean enough, you can see right there, turned right back on. So that is the simple way here with SimpliSafe to clean out the back. If something else isn't working, again, I said troubleshoot, but this has been the only thing that I've had to do, is just scrape this out. So this is the second time I've had to do it with this unit. But you can see now that it's working. It's just saying keypad is out of range because I'm down in my basement. This is normally upstairs. So if you like this review, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I want to thank you for watching another random review and how to.